am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something that I can do. Think about those words as I read my speech to you today. In my recent speeches, I have spoken to you about Random House Publishing and how they're helping children learn how to read by creating books. But in my past speech, I spoke to you about Feed the Minds and how they are giving education to children and adults as well for those who don't have that vital necessity of life, which is reading. I have a strong support of literacy, and I feel as if it fuels our lives. And in the recent class audience analysis, on a scale of 1 to 10 of reading, or how important reading is to you, you all said 10. That shows me that I'm not the only one that has a strong support of literacy. You do too. So, as I go through my speech today, I want you to think about that. Feed the Minds website states, 800 million people around the world cannot read because of limited access to education. Knowing your importance, please keep that in mind. Feed the Minds is fueling lives across the earth with education, but what can we do to help these people as well? Today we'll be overviewing what Feed the Minds does, the financial summary over the past 4 years, and what we can do to help. First, let's look over what they do. They support a literacy policy as well as many people. Their literacy policy explains in full terms 8 aspects of their literacy work. The policy reveals, the written word is increasingly important throughout the world, yet literacy levels remain low across much of the global south. This is due to the weakness of formal education, of the formal education system, including a lack of trained facilitators, together with the neglect of adult literacy and national development plans. The last thing spoken about in the literacy policy is how people use this newfound talent. The policy also states, literate adults, for example, are more likely to read up-to-date health information. Mothers are more likely to have their children attend school and take up further education opportunities. And literate people of all ages are more likely to join the technological society that we have today. All of these things we take for granted, and we are very blessed with. Excuse me. The lesson on policy is the HIV and AIDS policy. Their purpose is SAVE. S, safe practices. A, accessing appropriate interventions. V, verification. And E, education. But Feed the Mind's main job is to support people. One of the success stories mentioned on their site is of Nasura Kassim. The site reads, Nasura Kassim is from Arua, Uganda, where only 28% of women can read. She was denied education, sold into marriage, and left to bring up 5 children all on her own. She could not get a steady job because of her she could not read. Since attending classes run by the partner, Advocacy for Social Development and Environmental Uganda, Nasura's life was transformed. Thanks to her numeracy skills, she now has a profitable business and is hoping to build a secure home for her family. Now let's look over their financial summary. Feed the Minds recently started publishing an annual review. It began in 2009. Within the annual review is a financial summary and their main projects throughout the year. They focus mainly on their finances, though. The 2008-2009 fiscal year, they received less than what they needed to spend, as you can see here. This also occurred in 2009-2010. Finally, in the 2010-2011 fiscal year, they received slightly more. But please remember while you're looking at these numbers that they are in euros. These summaries calculate donations, legacies, investments, grants, and other resources into the income. Expenditure always has a charitable activity, fundraising, and lastly, the governance that they must pay. So now let's look at what we can do. We're small parts of this big universe. So what can we do to help these people who don't have literacy in their lives? Feed the Minds has 6 options available, but we'll just be speaking about 3. You can become a partner. In order to do this, you must be part of another organization. These organizations are the ones that help each other. 2, they also say that you can raise a few pounds. Remember, they are in the UK. Pounds is referring to money. If you choose to participate in this, they prefer you fundraise, especially with one of their partners. And 3, you can lose a few pounds. Literally this time, though. They sponsor many fundraising challenges, some of which being mountain walking or even cycling across Europe. In conclusion, we've all spoken about worthy organizations with wonderful causes. But after hearing about Feed the Minds, I hope that you understand your money will be well used. I understand that times are tight for all of us, especially since we're struggling college students. But think, all you need is your spare change. $5, $10, maybe even $15 can help a child or adult learn how to read, which is a basic necessity of life. If we all sent $5, that'd be over $100 easily. The easiest way to donate is by going to feedtheminds.org and clicking on their Get Involved tab. It'll take you to 3 easy-to-use sites, or you could send it to their location, which is Feed the Minds, Park Place, 12 Lawn Lane, London, SW8 1UD, United Kingdom. Please join me in making an impact, as 4 out of 5 of you said in your audience analysis that it would be very likely for you to give to a charitable donation at some point. And as Feed the Mind's main statement says, education makes the world a difference. Thank you for your time and attention.